So I'm Jess Phillips and I wrote the book Everywoman, and it is a book about what it's like for women to be successful. It's a sort of call to arms to get other people to shout up and be brave and God be like me. And I'm here at the book festival to talk about it and hopefully inspire some people to sort of stand on their chairs and shout for equality. You know, I have to go to lots of big meetings and talk about important things, and so it can be quite daunting, an audience at a book festival, because they feel like they know you a little bit because a lot of them have read your book, and they're not there to talk about themselves, they're there to talk about you, whereas when you're dealing with politics, people aren't there to talk about me, they're there to talk about them. So it can be a bit daunting that someone's going to ask me something wildly personal, but I don't really mind. But no, I really like it. It's an interesting way to see the UK. To be perfectly honest, it's not daunting facing the opposition benches at all. Have you seen them? I mean, it's not daunting at all. That is, you get used to that. That is part and parcel of your everyday life. I mean, I've rarely heard anything I couldn't rebut on the opposition benches, to be perfectly honest. There's no great orator I don't feel I could go up against there. Whereas here, there could be somebody really clever. Oh, well, it's really lovely. The sun's come out, which has been a shock. And yeah, no, it's really, really lovely. And there's lots of people here. I'm always really surprised at how many people go to literary festivals. But yeah, it's really good. And Edinburgh is absolutely buzzing. What a place. It's unbelievable. Everywhere you turn, there's something that you can go and see. It's brilliant.
Well, I've just been to see Jess Phillips because I read her book Everywoman and loved it. So I thought maybe she'd be at the Edinburgh Book Festival. And I looked her up online and there she was. And I thought she was brilliant. She's incredibly funny and very gutsy, and I really admire that about her. And she's really into really getting things done. And she's such a supporter of women from all backgrounds, particularly women who've had incredibly difficult lives. So I thought she was hugely entertaining, incredibly intelligent, and really, really inspiring. I really recommend her.
I thought she is just so chatty and so natural. She was exactly what I would expect. So I really enjoyed her event. It's very good. I bought it and I've dipped into it, but I almost wanted to hear her speak and then go and read it afterwards.
It was really good, actually. It was brilliant because I've got an interest in politics, and obviously being female, I'd have to have an interest in feminism really, whether or not it was sort of my favourite political soapbox or not. So it was really interesting to hear what she said and to just get a little more insight into what that's actually like to be a part of the political process right now, and a part of the whole Twitter storm around anybody who's sort of anybody who goes against that sort of alt-right fake news mentality sort of thing. So it was really good. It was hilarious as well. She's such a good speaker, honestly.
I think you tend to get quite lazy because obviously I grew up with the second wave of feminism in the 70s, and you kind of think that's a done deal, but actually I know it isn't really. So for me it was a chance to revisit those ideas and think about them again.
I've just been to see the Jess Phillips event this afternoon, and it was, as expected, absolutely fantastic. She's somebody I admire as a politician and as a woman as well. And I found her to be engaging, funny, intelligent, interesting to chat to. And what I found particularly interesting was actually looking around the audience. I noticed the range of ages and gender as well. There were a lot of women, but quite a lot of men. And the lady I was sitting next to was a 95-year-old woman who'd been involved in politics from a young age. So it was really fascinating to see her inspired by what Jess Phillips had to say as well. So it was a good way to start the book festival this year, absolutely.